It's a battle of leagues, the world's best against the fastest growing. It's Newcastle from the EPL and Sacramento from the USL. And it's brought to you by UC Davis Children's Hospital. Good evening and welcome to Bonnie Field alongside former MLS defender Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. It's a second stop on a three-match tour across the United States for Newcastle. But tonight's match may not be as easy as once perceived. It was just a week ago, Sacramento shocking the world and letting the EPL know they better be on warning because the Republic are coming.
And that game earlier against Sunderland, the bitter rival of Newcastle. Similar situation here. Newcastle's really right in the middle of the preseason. Need to lay a really good foundation of fitness, start to sharpen their skill set, their technique a little bit as we move forward here. But can't take Republic lightly, as Sunderland might have seen earlier in the week, Rob.
Well, Sacramento had never beaten an international friendly at a top flight level. Well, they did it on Tuesday night. Sunderland in town. Dick Advocat trying to get his team going. Paul Buckle, the head man, for the very first time, and early on, chances for both clubs. The goalkeeping was on point all evening long.
Goalkeeping was great. A really evenly fought game for the majority of this match. Obviously with the scoreline at the end of the game. But here we got Nemanja Vukovic going toe-to-toe with Jermaine Defoe, coming out for the better there. Great little tackle. You got Mirkovic going head-to-head with Cattermole, doing what Mirkovic does best, which tackling people. So overall, just a good confidence builder for the Republic that night.
It was physical, a couple of set pieces set up, but neither team could get something going on those set plays. But it would be right before the break that it would be a chance for the visitors, but would not happen. Alvarez with another good look, but it would be a substitution. And Cameron Iwasa from Sacramento, California, the local kid, with the game winner.
Second touch of the match coming in. Paul Buckle making a great substitution, really affecting the game, getting the goal. Cameron Iwasa that night.
Well, let's see if Newcastle can avoid a similar fate from their crosstown rivals. We'll learn a little bit more about tonight's visitors. Newcastle, well, of course, located in Newcastle along the Tyne River in eastern England. It's a blue-collar town known for its industrial workers. The Magpies don the globally recognized black and white shirts. Home is St. James Park. It's one of the largest soccer stadiums in the UK. But last season it was filled with great angst as the club narrowly avoided relegation. A longtime Premier League member, Newcastle has won 4 top-flight titles, 6 FA Cups, the latest coming in 1955. Well, these two teams, Newcastle, Sacramento, they're coming up soon. We'll have your starting lineups just moments away.
Nice. Chevy's got 3 great deals to choose from this summer. Which works the best with your budget?
I'm drawn to the 0%.
$1,000 cash back. I've never ever thought about leasing a car until I saw that deal.
Which one's your favorite?
0%. $1,000 always looks nice going in my pocket.
Sorry, I changed my
Now
mind.
let me tell you something that's super cool. You can choose any one of these deals on any of these cars.
Seriously? It's gorgeous, man. This is a nice car.
Oh, I like the stitching.
It's an easy choice. Find your tag and choose your deal for an extra summer bonus.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet.
Love means never having to say,
I love you.
Thanks.
Hang on, let me just...
Mike and Molly.
Weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on CW 31.
Indomitable. Like the trees that surround us, our roots run deep, our foundation strong. This is a game played to the sound of chants, to the sound of anthems. This game is played to the sound of glory. We are Sacramento. Indomitable we stand. For the Republic we stand.
Signature service, baby.
At Jiffy Lube, we want you to have it all. Expertise and convenience. That's why with our range of services and our award-winning training program, you can be sure to find our expert technicians around almost every corner.
All good?
Sure is. See you next time.
Thank you.
Visit jiffylube.com for deals and locations around every corner. Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind.
Welcome back to Bonnie Field. Sacramento, Newcastle, the Republic, the United, going head-to-head here in an international friendly. And these two clubs have yet to take each other on in any type of competition. Sacramento just in their second year of competition. And what a start it has been for a club here, as we are just about to see the coin toss here, as both of these clubs going to have a great night. The weather has really cooperated here. A little warm out today, but it is settled down here in a beautiful evening. About 83 degrees right now. That is about 28 Celsius.
A perfect night for a match. A great little atmosphere buzzing around right here, Rob.
And let's head on down here as the pennant exchange, the changing of crest between Rodrigo Lopez here.
Pull back there as well. Head into the Republic offices. Might see a little display of the clubs that they've played over the years. The crests on display.
And such a great honor here. So we will officially have the coin toss here down below. Then we'll get your starting lineups for you. It appears that the visiting EPL squad, Newcastle, has won the toss. And so we will head now to our starting 11. We begin with Newcastle here as we look in the goal box. It is a longtime goalkeeper, Tim Krul, at 145 total appearances for Newcastle.
Yeah, fantastic goalkeeper. Sissoko as well. A good box-to-box midfielder. Probably going to be playing more in the middle, as we're not seeing maybe the correct order here, but probably more in the middle holding guy. Could see him go box-to-box though tonight, Rob.
And for Sacramento, a sigh of relief is number 8, Rodrigo Lopez, the star of the Republic and leading goal scorer in the midfield, back in the lineup.
I want to see Lopez and Barrera, see how they can combine together. Barrera very technical with his left foot. Roro technical as well. See how they can combine and move forward tonight.
And let's get your injury report. And Gilberto still out with that left knee, and Justin Braun out again. The forward is being replaced in the line of Tommy Stewart. David Estrada up top for Sacramento. Tonight's coaches, there is home coach Paul Buckle for the Sacramento Republic. Buckle in just his second match. He is 1-0 on the season after taking down Sunderland on Tuesday. On the other side, it is Steve McLaren, who is actually up and in the booth, hanging out with Graham Smith and company from the Sacramento Republic. So we are about to get underway. Down to the field we go here as the referee is Chapalo Street, and the whistle blows and the kickoff is underway. Max Alvarez in the Republic heading toward the north end of the field, right to left in the gold and white kits. Meanwhile, Newcastle in that historic black and white with blue trim, and they will head to the south end of the field in a slight breeze heading in toward the field here as we are underway. Both clubs looking to secure a victory. For Newcastle, more about getting in shape, getting ready for the EPL season that is just a few weeks away for this club. A 3-match tour across the United States. Started in Milwaukee, second leg here in Sacramento, and they'll have one more in the northwest of Portland, Oregon. A great atmosphere, great soccer town in the United States. Meanwhile, Sacramento will have 2 weeks off before continuing the USL play, where they currently sit in 4th place. Early keys here for yourself, Kevin, and what do you look for the Republic?
For the Republic, want to see them play within themselves. You can't make a game like this, a match like this, more difficult for yourself. When you have the ball, got to learn how to keep it, be patient with it. Don't make things more difficult than they need to be, and don't tire yourself out. That's a good way to start stretching the fields when you're making things a little bit too difficult. So I want to see them play within themselves, really be calm, be composed, be patient with the ball here tonight, Rob.
And here's Mike Williamson backpedaling, looking to push it forward, misplayed. Sissoko could not hang on, but here's a cross to no one. Is Clementa able to come up with it? It looked like streaking on the backside.
It's actually a great little flick on there by Sissoko there. Sadajong on the overlap coming in, puts a good ball in the box, maybe a little bit too high. Not the right runs in that situation, but a good little build up there for Newcastle.
Vernon Anita joined Newcastle in 2012, the 26-year-old. Moving forward, working along the right flank here. Sacramento's James Kiffey stepping up. James Kiffey from Santa Barbara, key player for the Republic in their championship run a season ago, winning the USL Championship in their inaugural season. The leader with the armband, the bright orange, is Rodrigo Lopez, number 8. A man who has been the star and has galvanized this club in so many different ways. He is so deadly on the attack, not only able to score the ball, but his serve may be the best in the USL.
Yeah, just one of the keys to the Republic in their attack. If he's clicking and he's turning on all cylinders, the Republic attack, they're usually scoring some goals. Happy to see him back in the lineup from a little absence earlier in the week against Sunderland, but he's the key, Rob. Everything needs to kind of to go through him. And with Paul Buckle coming in right now, you'll see him playing that central.
Here's a little ding. Tommy Stewart trying to find. Max Alvarez, and they're going to say Alvarez was offside, but a good play from number 5, Danny Barrera. Is a great touch of the ball.
Danny Barrera, cheeky little flick on there, a little flick in the box. Good runs as well, just maybe a hair offsides. The Republic were.
Looking to make a run along the side is Oberton. Oberton laying the left wing here tonight.
But even, Rob, going back to what we were talking about, going to be interesting to see how Roro's going to adjust to playing that central role. For the last year and a half, he's been playing outside, has been given a lot of freedom to free himself up, to play through the middle of the park, get the ball at his feet, and kind of playing that outside role, the outside midfielder role, and tucking in.
Good ball again. Tommy Stewart giving chase, coming up to make a play at Tim Krul.
Tucking in. A lot of defenders don't typically see him, or they lose sight of him pretty easily. Gives him a lot of space. So right now, playing in that midfield role, that center of the park, might be a little bit less room for him, a little tighter for him, but let's see how he can adjust here in the next part of the season.
I want you to see now that you have Rodrigo Lopez and then Danny Barrera, who have never played together in as many minutes as they will likely see here tonight. Both very crafty, and you all add to that Max Alvarez, who has a very good left foot, and you've got three potent midfielders, and you have your defender, Ivan Mirkovic.
It's a fantastic midfield right there with those 3 guys alone, and then Mirkovic.
Here's a cross from Clementa. Pushing down is Alvarez. Roro's going to come up with a strong strike and send it deep out of the stands, and a couple of Newcastle supporters able to come up and swipe it away.
Difficult ball for Roro to hit. I don't like him taking that big of a swing. The ball's coming back. He already has pace on it. Maybe a little bit shorter, more compact swing there to make sure that you're going to strike the ball well. That's got to be the first thought in your mind in those situations. Make sure you make good contact with the instep of your foot. But Roro probably takes just a little bit too big of a swing. Maybe a little nerves and anxiousness coming out here in the first 5 minutes of this match.
There's Roro again at the top. And for Newcastle, led by their new manager, Steve McLaren, 54 years old, signing a 3-year deal, but with incentives could go as long as 8 years. And the former English national team member wants to see if maybe he has another strong run in the EPL and take this Newcastle club, who barely avoided relegation, and they believe they could be a top 8 club here in the next season. Some have gapped that idea.
Talk about the lineup here. It looks like Sissoko is playing a little outside right with Anita tucked into the middle there. Going to be, not our typical idea of where these guys are going to be playing. So Sissoko playing out wide, I mean, is an absolute thoroughbred athlete, a type of athlete that the Republic typically don't see day to day here in the USL. So it's going to be a tough night, I think, for these guys on the outside left, especially James Kiffey. He's going to have to deal with some real athleticism, some speed, some pace, and some strength.
6'2", 25 years of age. France men's national team member, is part of the 2014 World Cup club. Team, I should say, that a couple of big wins, scored versus Switzerland in the middle of the park. But Kevin, there's a lot of anticipation of what McLaren can do with this club and whether or not they can get them back into prominence. I mean, this is a team that's been spending money here.
Yeah, definitely spending money. You might have some new signings to announce here in the next couple of days. But more importantly, going back to what the manager situation, what it's been, Alan Pardew for a long time wasn't a fan favorite, to say the least. Ends up going to Crystal Palace towards the end of last season. John Carver fills in the temporary position, and then McLaren coming and stepping in with, I think, a lot of hope and a lot of pressure put on him here now this season to come in, and you have to perform. I mean, with a club like Newcastle, there's no reason why they should be waiting until the last game of the season to secure their fate to stay up in the Premiership. And especially the amount of money that is being infused into the EPL here with all of these new TV contracts being signed would have been a big, devastating blow for a club like Newcastle to see if they were relegated last year.
Clementa keeping a cross down and low on the ground, and Anita able to scoop it up. Sacramento still pressuring here. They'll send it backwards for a stop, and you're right, Kevin. You look, the 7th richest club in the EPL. No reason they should be hanging around the bottom. A little bit of misplay for Newcastle, and another chance for this club to sort of find their way a little bit. Their first stop was in Milwaukee, and they fall to Atlas 2-1 from Liga MX. It was on a night that we did see Sissoko score a goal, and that was really one positive. The other positive was what this team kept fighting. I think last year you didn't see a lot of that in the Premiership. Still fight along the byline, and running hard is Idara, left back. So, Kevin, I think there's a bright spot there. They didn't pick up the victory, but I think a lot of people were pleased that the way they played was much better than we saw in the last several weeks in the EPL.
Yeah, something to build on and keep performing better and better and better.
Sacramento here, playing tonight at Bonnie Field at home of the Republic. Raised a championship banner here last fall. Here's James Kiffey. James Kiffey will send one through, looking for Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart just didn't make a run and throws up his hand, says my fault. But James Kiffey, another guy who has a pretty good left foot. He's been in and out of the lineup here with Paul Buckle now taking over for the Republic. Interested to see whether he can hold down that left back position for the Republic.
Yeah, I think it's his position to lose at this point in time. He's been kind of thrown in and out of the lineup. Brecky, as Overton's got some pace here. It's going to be tough for Clemente to deal with his athleticism as well.
Amon as a sub as Atlas got the start tonight. To the cross to the right side. Hits Sissoko, sends one up high, way over the tent, and out of play. Yeah. Follow UC Davis Children's Hospital for the latest news, events, photos, and health tips for your family. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/UC Davis Children's Hospital, on Twitter, UC Davis Children, and on Instagram as well. Just too strong of a left foot. Leaning back, Kevin, will do you in.
Right, leaning back a little bit, coming a little bit. He's not following that thing on the target, on the left foot. Ball's bouncing a little bit on the surface also, so maybe take a smaller swing, similar to what we saw with Rodrigo Lopez a couple minutes ago. You know, first thought, good strike on the ball, keep it on target, and then worry about pace after that.
Be a lot of pressure for Newcastle and the new manager McLaren to win at St. James Park. A crowd that was visibly upset toward the end of the year as David Estrada looking for his first touch and an offside call tonight. That flag going up a lot quicker here tonight, as both teams going to have to make sure they watch their steps and distance.
Also with the Republic here, Rob, it's going to be, I want to see how this midfield's going to play, and it's going to play out here for the first 45 minutes. As we have Roro, we have Barrera and Alvarez, all can play anywhere in that midfield. So I want to see if they're going to be cycling through, finding new positions for 5-10 minutes, moving around, making it difficult for players on Newcastle to sort out and figure out who their responsibilities are going to be. So I think that might be a benefit there for the Republic with all three of those guys in the midfield at one time. They can definitely interchange and throw themselves around in different positions in that midfield.
Mike Williamson, the 31-year-old, in center back position. Jamal Lascelles as well, 21 years age. Very different, 10 years apart, clearly, Kevin. And a thing you can learn a few from Mike Williamson is that the veteran's got some savviness, got a few techniques in the center back position. Very tough to play. Here's one ball for De Jong. And De Jong just outside the penalty area. Studdles puts one up, wide open. Here's a shot on goal. Just send it wide, and it's defended nicely by Mickey Daly. A good look for Daryl Yamat, and just did not size it up quick enough. And Patrick McLean able to sigh of relief after his goal not scored here, and it remains tied at 0.
No idea why Janmat's so wide open in that situation. Thankfully, Daly's able to come back, track his runner, ends up getting his foot on the cross that Janmat was trying to find Sissoko in the box.
Collision here is Kolbach.
Just poor defending, though, on that play altogether. Thankfully, Daly's able to make a play.
A foot race here. David Estrada cracking backwards. Sissoko cleared as Tommy Stewart putting on some pressure, and good to see from the Republic, different from the Sunderland match where we saw the Republic stay back, keep the defense settled, work for those crosses. Tonight here, they're moving forward, and they're trying to run uphill.
Yeah, and I think that's Tommy Stewart up top. He does a really good job. We talk about it every week about how well he can stretch the field. He makes really, really good runs. He times them pretty well. I'm going to be interested to see how he can time his runs tonight, especially with a really solid back four that Newcastle has. Looks like there's been a couple plays right now where the back four has been really good at keeping a really sharp, crisp line. Tommy Stu thrives off that one defender kind of creeping back a little bit, finding a little bit of space in behind. And he does such a fantastic job of just finding those little gaps. But so hopefully they can break down that back four of Newcastle here tonight, find some gaps, get Tommy Stu to stretch the field a little bit.
Here's Overton looking to make a run in the channel. Signed a 5-year deal for Manchester United. 26 years of age. The right side, here's Janmat, the right back. Yes, across low, looking for Sissoko. Not able to slow it down. Sissoko, one-on-one. James Kiffey able to turn the corner, low cross. Carries away from Patrick McLean.
Interesting save there. McLean comes out to his left on the ground with 2 fists, trying to punch it out. Gets the job done. Not a very typical sort of save, but gets the job done nonetheless, Rob.
There's Danny Barrera, keeps it on the deck, looking low, cutting off is Jack Kolbach. Kolbach, 25 years of age, born in Newcastle, played for Sunderland from 2008 to 2014. Not very often do you see someone making the transition from Sunderland to Newcastle. Very rare, and the last time it happened was maybe in the late 90s. So Jack Kolbach trading in the red for the black and white here. As Williamson with the ball will slow things up. No score here from either club. Sacramento fresh off a win against Sunderland 1-0 on Tuesday night here. Paul Buckle's first match as a coach of the Sacramento Republic is Preki taking a job in the UK. It's still not been announced where he might land. Heartfelt goodbye for the man who really helped build this club to what it is. This is a great USL club on the aspirations of reaching MLS someday. Looking up over the top, David Estrada making a run. Lascelles able to defend easily and sends it back to the goalkeeper, Poole. Good run for Overton here. Overton letting the ball catch up in the penalty area. Shifty move inside. Down low, a left-footed strike, and it's deflected away from Kolbach with a good look on it. Mickey Daly was there, and Mirkovic and Daly having a few words to discuss the assignments as Kolbach with a big left foot, not able to turn on it quick enough.
Late delayed run there by Kolbach, just hanging back on top of the box. Overton does a little step over, some fancy footwork, finds a wide open Kolbach on top of the box. Republic able to get in the way of the shot there to deflect it out for a corner kick. And now you need to make sure you pick up your assignments, pick up your jobs, make sure you're not giving any space, get your hip on somebody. Try to break some runs here to defend this corner well, Rob.
Here's Overton. They sees down low, goes to the back post looking for De Jong. And De Jong with a slight back heel and will pick up a corner kick and deflect it off Rodrigo Lopez.
Fancy footwork there by Overton. Well done right there by Kolbach. That's what I'm talking about. You know, he's not taking a big swing. He's just trying to get it on target. First and foremost, that's what you got to think about. You got to think to get the ball on target. Make sure you're putting a good, solid strike on the ball. Kolbach does a good job.
Here's Kolbach with the left foot. Back post, headed high, up, snatching it out of the air is Patrick McLean from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The starting goalkeeper this season was signed from Orange County. Tough start, settled things in, and then allowed 4 goals against Los Angeles a week ago, and the most difficult loss for Sacramento here at Bonnie Field in the 2 years of this existence of this club. And there's something that Mirkovic will have to be keeping an eye on. Used to getting away with a few things. The Sacramento Republic will have to keep an eye on teams like Newcastle, who will test them in all assets and not give them anything easy. I think they're a little bit used to seeing guys maybe trail off when they got the ball in the middle of the park here. Not tonight. Not tonight,
definitely. I mean, and I think Mirkovic needs to do a better job. He needs to look over his shoulder better, see who's coming behind him. That's the first thing you like to see from your holding midfielder when he's about to receive the ball. Is a good entry pass in here to Alvarez.
And Alvarez goes down. So Alvarez picking up the foul, and Alvarez, Rodrigo Lopez, and Danny Barrera. Now you have guys, 3 of them, who can take set pieces pretty well. I think it's a great arsenal to have. We get another look at it.
Great entry pass into Alvarez from Rodrigo Lopez. Hit firm. Like to see our midfield guys finding that gap in between the midfield and the back four of Newcastle. Seems to be a little bit of space right there as their holding midfielder was caught out a little bit. We got Rower on top of the ball. Got a couple of the big guys, the big boys, the center backs coming in on the near side of the pitch. Maybe a little service in the box. See how creative Roro can get with this.
Lopez has scored a few outside the box. He'll look for a teammate here. Easily cleared.
Needs to clear that first guy. That's that counterattack ball that's so dangerous, but does a good job to retain possession here.
Here's Roro looking for Estrada. Estrada just could not get in front of Daryl Youngmont, and Youngmont able to save what could have been a very good look for the Sacramento Republic, and now we'll have a corner kick coming up.
Youngmont does a great job tracking back, but a good ball in the box, kind of that danger zone where Krul can't come out, can't commit to it because he's going to leave himself a little bit too high and dry. forces one of his defenders to come out and make a play as Alvarez sets up on his corner kick.
Here's the left-footed Max Alvarez. A ball and a good chance for Sacramento.
Great ball in by Alvarez. This is so dangerous of a ball. Hit with pace, dipping over into the back post. But a good ball in the box. We get another look at it. Great strike in the box. Janmaat once again, Estrada's on the back post, trying to get himself involved, get his foot on it, but Janmaat does a good job to parry that away for another corner kick as Roro steps up to take the second one.
Rodrigo Lopez from Santa Barbara, California, former Chivas USA. Heavy ball, long ball, back post, up high. James Kippy will able to play it. Let it settle down here, and here's Danny Barrera. Soft touch. The center back, Vukovic. The switch, here's Clementa. Clementa with a hard strike and ricochets off Hayarda. Good. So Haidaro is right there to able to step back.
Good first touch there by Clementa. I think it surprised him a little bit to see that kind of set up on his right foot. Looks to try to strike with maybe just on the outside of that right foot in that situation. But good play there. Good ball out to him. Couple corner kicks. A good little couple minute spell here for the Republic on the attack.
One thing we saw with Sunderland was Sacramento was not afraid. They played very composed. Here tonight,
great
much
ball.
Attacking mode.
Yeah, great ball there by Roro, right to Barrera's foot on a rope.
Danny Barrera trying to cut inside. Ivan Mirkovic will step up. Clip it to Tommy Stewart from Northern Ireland.
It's a bad giveaway there by Sissoko.
Here's Estrada. Estrada almost had a wide open look, and Lascelles was right there.
Yeah, that's a bad giveaway by Sissoko. And I go back to that. That just puts him right back under pressure. Balls right back down their throats. But Newcastle does a good enough job again to clear the line. And Republic are back at the attack once again.
Barrera being pressured from the backside.
That's good defending too by Anita. You don't need to step in. That's a good example of, you don't need to do too much. Just make him go backwards. Barrera's already going backwards. Don't need to step in. Don't need to commit a foul. Just don't let him turn around. Make him go backwards. So good job right there by Anita.
Barrera picks up the foul and Cole back again. That's the second time tonight. Barrera screaming at Max Alvarez to get him in position here. Different lineup. Danny Barrera, a player who came on mid-season for the Sacramento Republic. See what his role is under Paul Buckle. Mostly used as a substitute under Preki. Newcastle turning it on Obertan. Obertan the left flank. Cracked down and met by Rodrigo Lopez.
I'm going to see Roro getting back.
Lopez did not play on Tuesday because of a foot injury. A slight tweak in the loss against Los Angeles last Saturday. Tommy Stewart fighting up top. One thing for Sacramento is they need to get their strikers involved. It has been a weak point for this club who will try to defend their title. Sent to the middle of the park. In the middle, Sesosco. Taken away by Rodrigo Lopez. Estrada still fighting. Over the pressure here as Patrick McLean will have to clear quickly and does. Good step, James Kiffey. Barrera couldn't handle. Anita. Well, Sacramento, not just a soccer capital, but a rugby region as well. Bonniefield will host International Rugby doubleheader on Friday, July 24th. Pacific Islanders, and then rugby and, the USA team and Japan. Here's a cross deep, sent down low. Sesosco sending it back out. But all you have to do is go to tickets at Ticketmaster.com for USA Japan for an island matchup. Stepping through up is Kiffey. Nice job on Sesosco. So Sesosco is a player who we don't know how much longer we may see him in the first 11. A player that's sort of been put on notice by new manager Steve McLaren.
French Sissoko, great talent, young lad. As we got Mirkovic pressing here, finding out wide to Roro. See if he can keep this in play. He's got Clementa alongside him.
Here's Roro. Pausing, cuts right back. Here's Clementa trying to make a move inside the box, loses it.
Now you have Mirkovic out of place here. Counterattack is sprung.
Obertan. Public looking to get back. De Jong up top. He'll receive it. Quick touch inside. Offside just by a hair.
I tell you what, right there, Cisse, if he's just a little bit more alert right there, he's got the partnership up top with De Jong, does a really good job. Little quick one-touch pass. Sissoko, if he's thinking ahead, maybe he's able to get himself onside right there, as the Republic had little to no idea of how that ball's going to come in from De Jong, but a great little quick little delivery into the box to Cisse.
Play like that will ensure that the center backs, Vukovic and Daly, will have to keep an eye on number 9. 32 total goals with Newcastle. Just 2 last season. They need him to put a couple more in the net as well. But a lot of injuries for this club is over 1,800 so-called games between all the different players who were not able to suit up for one reason or another. Really hurt their chances at any type of contention, and then nearly being sent down altogether.
Look at a season like last year, I don't think there's one player on the team that's going to be happy with what their stats are going to be like. It's probably going to be bad across the board from Cole all the way up to Cisse. But they stayed afloat nonetheless, Rob. Short memory of last season, come out next year, this coming season. Got some signings coming out. Hopefully that translates into points, and then climbing the ladder and get the Prem as high as they can go this coming season. A lot of money being spent right now. You have the TV money starting to really kind of kick in with big over international broadcast companies paying a lot of money to broadcast these EPL games. They're on the outside.
Long move, Mickey Daly clearing.
Dealt with nicely by Daly, but a lot of money coming in, a lot of teams spending a lot of money right here in this transfer window, Rob, with Newcastle. Probably, like we talked about early, in the next couple of days, hopefully going to make a couple announcements. Sunderland as well is going to have a few guys meet them in Toronto as they are traveling there right now. But this is a point where a lot of these guys are really, I mean, the bigger names have already been kind of handled, but as this window shortens, you're going to see a lot of moves happen and a lot of money being spent over the next 2 weeks, probably, Rob.
Georgino Lindelof, club record $23 million earlier this month already. A couple others, Alexander Mitrovic and Charlie Austin, also rumored to be heading over. Here's Rodrigo Lopez.
Serbian from Anderlecht right now is probably a big target of theirs right now, a big goal scorer. Could be welcomed up top, as there weren't too many goals scored last year. It's a good little flick there by Roro.
Out at the knees with Tommy Stewart. Not going to get the call. Mickey Daly way up. Across the half-point line. Here's Jan Mott. Daryl Jan Mott running the right side. James Kiffey. Across, set, deep. Looking on the other side was De Jong. Another national team member. Originally from Switzerland. A lot of Dutch players here on this Newcastle squad.
Dutch and the French, Rob. Not too many English.
And that has been a target for Graham Carr. 9 players on the current roster from France. And quoted as saying, we signed them because we have great success with them. And that's not always just on the pitch, but sometimes the resale value as well.
Yeah, that's the model. That seems to be what their model is. You get the younger French players in who are quality players. You don't necessarily spend a lot of money. You develop them. You're able to make money on the back end if you do go to sell them. And they've had pretty good success over the years of bringing these young guys. Demba Ba's a good example, and hasn't done too much since they sold him for a boatload of money. But a good example right there of how they bring these young guys in early, get them involved in the system that the French players seem to know really well, the way the Newcastle plays.
Little tap and go, low cross. Patrick McLean in trouble. They're gonna have to clear it out, and Nemanja Vukovic just does by the hair along that near post.
That miscommunication between Daly and McLean right there. McLean comes out. I think Daly's got a good opportunity here to clear this pretty simply. Decides to take a step back. McLean has to dive, deflects it off McLean, and fortunately Vukovic is on the backside, able to clear it off the line.
Aidaro with a good look inside.
Going back to that French connection, it's been a fantastic model for them. I mean, in terms of translating into points and into standings, hasn't been great for them so far.
Nemanja Vukovic comes on a dangerous play as Sissoko was making a run toward the box.
But nonetheless, a system that seems to work for them. And we'll see if that continues. I don't know how many French guys are going to be coming in from this next window, but maybe they got a couple young guys that have already been purchased that can play up into the ranks and probably will make some noise here in the next year or two for Newcastle.
Arsenal was a club that sort of started that model. They've turned out well, and they've obviously changed a little bit of their tactics with a lot more money and a lot more success. And I think the great teams do that. I think the clubs that are able to adjust on the fly are the ones who end up in that top 4.
Well, even if if you have the oil money from the UAE area, and or you have the Russian oil money, these guys are the guys that are spending a lot of money. They're the ones that are buying the Demba Bas from a Newcastle for 40, 50 million pounds. But not everybody can do that, and that's a good model. It's the stock market model, Rob. It's, we learned this in first grade: buy low, sell high.
John Mott with a cross, sent him low. Again, Nemanja Vukovic able to make a nice play. Sissoko trying to settle things down, being pestered by Ivan Mirkovic, and Kolbach will have to clear it and switch it along the other side of the field.
It's the buy low, sell high model that Newcastle's been doing pretty well at.
Here, James Kippy still high, dangerous ball, moving in. Newcastle putting the pressure on. Left side. It'll be a throw-in for Newcastle. No score here as we've played nearly 30 minutes here at Bonnie Field in Northern California.
Back and forth. Republic have some good spells. Newcastle's had some good spells so far. First 30 minutes. I think Republic have played admirably, have gotten forward, have shown what they can do. We got the battalion doing a great job keeping things exciting. 15 minutes until the whistle blows for the half. So let's see how this next 15 minutes is going to be crucial for the course of this game here right now, Rob, in my mind.
Sissoko in the middle of the park, being pestered by Max Alvarez, and picks up a foul and quickly starts and goes right back the other way. Kolbach will send it to the other side of the field. Slowing it down here for his Oberton. Jan Mott looking to set things up. Quick give and go to the outside. Low cross down low. Again, Nemanja Vukovic has to go high and kicks it away. Sissoko back post. Headed low. Mickey Daly clearing. Newcastle has owned the possession clock in the last 10 minutes or so. Going to make a run coming up all the way up is Lascelles. Alvarez. Vukovic looking for Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez just under his feet, and Haidara comes up, pokes it away, and it'll be a throw-in for Sacramento. Sacramento is America's farm-to-fork capital of America. Celebrate the region's amazing agriculture, food, beer, wine during its annual Farm to Fork Festival, Saturday, September 26th. More details, farmtofork.com. Farms from all over Northern California. It is a great event. Some of the world's best food is produced right here that's sent all over the world. You get it the day that it is picked. It is a fantastic event. Mickey Daly can't play this one.
Good little run of play there for Newcastle. Sissoko and Jan Mott on this outside doing a great little 1-2. I think Republic need to do a much better job of clearing their lines, getting the ball away.
Here's a good run. Tommy Stewart. Jan Mott. Herrera can't come away with it. Stays along the touchline.
Republic need to do a better job of clearing the ball. It seems like both Vukovic and Daly aren't able to clear it and get them out in behind Newcastle a little better so they can clear their lines. But a good play, a good possession by Newcastle, keeping it in that final third and really putting some heavy pressure on the Republic.
A couple of good chances early on for Newcastle, not able to square up and really test Patrick McLean, but a couple of saves from number 24 in the box for the Republic. Herrera with such great footwork. Here's Max Alvarez looking to shore up some of his defensive duties. Looking for Tommy Stewart to his right, taking down a foul, and a great set piece and an opportunity for the Republic to get one on the board here. This is their specialty, and from an area that they typically are able to put some serious pressure on an opponent.
Good job. Great job by Alvarez right there. Just a little kind of, he's not the paciest of guys, but he's got the kind of, he definitely knows he's going to get hit there from Williamson, but just he has the ability to kind of be that just deft enough, just agile enough to get away from players and does a good job of sensing the pressure, takes the touch, knows he's going to get hit, and a really good opportunity here. I love to see Roro on his right foot, maybe a little bit too wide.
Barrera over the ball as well. Rodrigo Lopez.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for Barrera to hit this to his near post.
Here's Lopez. There's 11 goals on the season. Nearly made it 12. A great save by Tim Krul and keeps this a scoreless ball game.
I mean, set pieces for the Republic. Guys like Roro, Alvarez, and Barrera now only adding to that. Just a fantastic 3 players on top of the ball. And you see Roro's class and talent right there. Does a great job. Gets it over the wall. Just a good strike on the ball. Krul is there, probably going to hit the crossbar anyway, but Krul there to make the save.
Rodrigo Lopez.
It's 2 feet away from being a fantastic ball, Rob.
The athletic ability from Newcastle's back line being shown here on the set pieces. No foul called is struck in the face. And slow to get up. Looks like it's Max Alvarez. And the Tower Bridge Battalion up cheering loud here tonight. This is the supporter group for the Republic. They're on hand for what is officially a sold-out match here at Bonnie Field. 11,000 plus strong. A couple hundred supporters coming for Newcastle as well. As the Toon Army, nearly 400 tickets for Newcastle members, looking to make a push here on the other side. Looking Haidara. Haidara will circle around, but clubs from Los Angeles, or supporter groups from Los Angeles, and there's a foul. So Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, all making their way here to Sacramento tonight to cheer on their club from halfway around the world.
Only opportunity to come out, and I did see a lot of Newcastle jerseys driving up and walking through the stadium before the match. Another really good look here. See Krul on his line. He knows it's going to go to his right most likely. He's there. Makes a really, really good save on that. Roro, probably want to see him just, I mean, if you're going to be really particular, want to see him dip that a little bit more, maybe tuck it in a little closer to the corner. But a fantastic free kick by Rodrigo.
The players who play with him says he serves one of the best weighted balls. It just seems to find your foot in stride nearly every time. And on set pieces, he's able to do things that most goalkeepers are not used to at a USL level. The EPL level, a little bit different, but he has made some big-time players here in America pay for it.
Well, I mean, if you're a player that fancies yourself in the air on set pieces, whether you're a center back or a forward, you got to get that much more excited and amped up for when Roro or Alvarez, for that matter, step up to take a free kick, because you know, I mean, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be put in the right spot, and all you have to do is focus on your run and make sure that your run's right. It's a big confidence booster, and it makes your runs that much more crisp, that much more sharp, to know that guys on top of the ball are going to serve a good ball into the box. The Republic have 2 guys that can do that, probably even 3 with Barrera. Good step by Daly.
Alvarez. Lopez.
We'll give away on an own third. Roro needs to get the ball off his foot a little quicker right there.
Anita. Sal's Englishman, 21 years of age, has great size in that center back position. That pull back. A strong center mid for this club. Looking to turn. James Kiffey has played it well tonight. Got right in the spokes. Wesley Sosko for most of the evening. Trying to slow down number 7 from the Newcastle United. He has had a tough task, and he's answered the call so far. No score for the 36 minutes played here at Bonnie Field. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight for this friendly between the Republic and the United.
Mott with the giveaway. Kiffey throwing it in quickly, getting the ball, getting possession. Like to see Republic do that. Don't want to set up a long throw-in or get something like that. Like to see them get the ball back in quick with the confidence to know that they can play out of the back.
With the coaching change midway through the season, there was a lot of anticipation. There was a lot of almost angst from the Republic players, not quite sure what they would see with Paul Buckle. They performed very well. A 1-0 victory over Sunderland. And Buckle he's got to say, it was one of the proudest moments of his football career. But, you know, he said that this was the way that they were able to respond. He was so proud of this team, and he ended up taking them to the water park right next door for training session the very next day. It was a hot day here in Sacramento, and the guys had a lot of fun just getting wet, going down water slides, and a little bit of a relaxing moment in between the seasons. We take a quick break for these friendlies. Here's James Kiffey with a shot. Here's Tommy Stewart, settles it at his feet, sends a low cross ball, saved by Krul. Barrera trying to keep it alive in possession. Good look from James Kiffey, and that's what makes him so dangerous. On that left foot, serves a pretty good ball in, and Tommy Stewart nearly makes it 1-0.
Kiffey does typically serve good balls in the box from that left side. But even Tommy Stewart in that situation kind of is able to get himself on the end of it, but does a really good job once he gets the ball down to his foot to find a little angle, a little crease to get a shot off, and the Republic continue their attack. As Alvarez and Barrera just can't connect right there. But Tommy Stu does a fantastic job to just find the seam, find the crease, and to get a quick shot off, and Krul's there to make a pretty good save. But Tommy Stu, that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that ball on target in those situations.
Sacramento International Airport makes every journey as easy as SMF with a uniquely flyer-friendly 5 easy flights to major domestic international destinations. Well, more info visit smf.ae. Let's go. John Mott. Overton all the way to the Reds side here. John Mott sends across in. Mirkovic picking it up. Colebrook Rock. Overton has it stepped up. Here comes Popeaway. Rodrigo Lopez and the crowd likes it.
Good little delayed run there. Checks in, brings Williamson with him. Like to see Roro play that ball over the top. Tommy Stu does a great job of baiting it.
Here's Max Alvarez. A step over to the outside. Ember Clementa. Back to Barrera, the left-footed midfielder. Send the balls in. Here's Estrada. Estrada could not square up. Nearly a goal. That should have been there.
Oh, I thought Estrada is definitely going to get on the end of it. Maybe to ducks his head just a little bit. Not sure if he's concerned about Krul or somebody coming out, but a good ball to the back post and a good little curled run out wide. Great ball in by Barrera.
And get the angle. Maybe worried about staying onside as well. Krul with a couple of big saves tonight. Patrick McLean has had a couple as well. Both these teams making the goalkeeper work. Who will strike first? 40+ minutes played here at Bonnie Field. Dribbling in, partially deflected.
Yeah, 3 Republic players. Still able to get his cross off, just shows his pace. Finds a little gap and takes it.
David Estrada, which Republic had so much success is when they were able to adjust on the fly in the later part of the season last year. Even when they were down, they always felt confident they were in it. And tonight could be another one of those evenings where it was a season turner. In July last year against West Brom, 2 matches, losing both. It was the difference maker for this club, and we've talked about it for those who have seen the broadcast here for the Republic, but for Newcastle, this is a Republic team that really turned it on halfway through the season. Peaked at the right time. Light breeze picking up just a tad here, going to the north end of the field. Great night for soccer here in the capital of California. Quick dump off. Rodrigo Lopez from Estrada. There's Tommy Stewart. Tommy Stewart working hard tonight. Picks up a foul.
Good entry pass in by Mickey Daly to Tommy Stewart. Does a good job, Tommy Stewart, to make himself big. As we got Lascelles there complaining, maybe thinking that he's not even doing anything to earn the foul there. But Tommy Stewart finds himself in a good spot nonetheless, which is also what we've been missing a little bit. Is these finding that little gap, your forward checking back to goal. And Lascelles and Tommy Stu battle right there. Tommy Stu comes out for the better, and once again in a deadly situation or a dangerous situation for Newcastle, a great situation for the Republic with some good guys, quality set piece takers on top of the ball once again.
And I think Lascelles maybe had a case there. Won't get the call this time. Carlos Street, the referee tonight here. We have Max Alvarez, Rodrigo Lopez. The wall sets. Alvarez will take it and just missed the near post. A diving Tim Krul, and again, Sacramento with a great opportunity and cannot find the net.
Touch International doing a great job. Max Alvarez does a great job as well. Does when he just gets it over the wall. Krul gets his fingertips on it. The ball's gonna go in the back of the net if it's not for Krul and his quick athleticism right there.
Krul directing his back line. And the whistle blows, and Street will reset. Players from both clubs here as Estrada and Clementa moving too quickly. Here's Max Alvarez's low cross in. Not much for Nemanja Vukovic here. And they wanted another corner, and they will not get it. Vukovic wants an explanation why, but how about Tim Krul? I mean, here is a guy who led this team 2011-2012 season, helped divide them to a 19-win season, and a guy who's only allowed 1.39 goals per contest. But last year, definitely a rough season for Krul, that he could not look downfield and see his teammates put one on the other side. Scoring was an issue for Newcastle in 2014-2015, trying to remedy that with a couple of changes here and signings in the offseason. Remain locked up with the Sacramento Republic, the USL here in California. Here that any time will be added here in the first 45 of play. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. You're Paul Buckle right now, Kevin. You happy with the performance so far from Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe you want your guys to be just a tad bit sharper in that final third, but still, I think they've played well. They've kept the ball. They played within themselves, which I wanted to see. So yeah, you're going to go into halftime and probably not want to change too much. Just keep your guys going, keep the motivation high, and maybe ask them to be a little bit more clinical in that final third.
And typically in a friendly, at this point of the season, midway through the year, you probably see a lot of reserves come in at the break. Likely might not be the case for Sacramento. They have 2 full weeks off before they're back here at home on August 1st.
And we got a coach. Mirkovic just goes in hard there.
Volbach goes down hard.
Volbach just a little bit too quick, gets his foot in there. Mirkovic does what Mirkovic does. I'm telling you, every game, time and time again. That's our holding midfielder doing what holding midfielders do, is kick people.
And it doesn't matter who he's playing.
No, I mean,
it's the same attitude each and every match.
And it just always it brings a smile on my face to see our holding midfielder get stuck in all the time. Unfortunately, callback comes a little worse for the wear. Hopefully nothing serious. But yeah, I mean, Paul Buckle's second match here, so he's got to see what his guys are all about. I don't think there'll be too many changes, maybe in the 60th minute or so.
Here's a ball. Patrick McLean coming out very dangerous. Mickey Daly has to head it away. And a dangerous play as Mike Williamson was right there in front of the net, wide open. Another cross set in, partially deflected. We'll have a corner for Newcastle, and what might be the final moment of this half.
That's McLean. If you're going to come out, you see DeJong right there holding his neck. If you're a goalkeeper, you're going to come out, you have to get the ball. That's the cardinal sin if you're going to come out and start hailing taxi cabs, waving your arms around.
Finds Anita. Anita looking in the middle of the park. He's going to try to force one in. And there is the whistle as Newcastle given one more chance before the break. Neither side can find the net. Both had opportunities. Break 45, first to play here. We'll come back and we'll have halftime stats for you. And we'll also talk with Charlie Bamford, formerly of the United Kingdom and a brewmaster. We're going to be discussing beer at the half. Kevin, one of your favorite subjects.
A beer? All of them?
And we might even get to...
Are we even talking about soccer? I don't want to talk about soccer. We're talking about beer, Rob.
We might even get to drink a few or as well. So we'll talk about that coming up at the half. Stay tuned. We'll be right back here. It is no score at the break between Newcastle and Sacramento.
UC Davis, the lives we touch inspire us. One team, one choice. One UC Davis.
Guys, I got the jerseys. El Nino. Aquí. Spray Dan. Oh, yeah. Don Ovan.
Think that's me?
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So Hat-Trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
How do you start your day?
What is she doing?
Oh, there you go.
I won.
You are sizzling right now.
Please don't make me explain.
Oh, come on. Hello. What about me?
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm the Tootsie-Nator.
Step into a Slim Jim.
The right place at the right time. Yeah, we'll just keep moving on, huh?
That's how we get it started.
Watch Good Day
I'm so happy.
and find your happy place.
This match, the Republic, Newcastle, and we'll finish off with beer. How about
All right, that's fine.
to Bonnie Field. It's a state fair taking place here on a beautiful night in Sacramento, California. No score at the half. And joining Kevin Goldthwait and I up here in the booth is Charlie Bamforth, UC Davis professor, and a man who knows a little bit about football and, of course, beer. But let's start with soccer here first. What do you think about the first 45 from Sacramento with a new coach and a new, mostly new style, but a little new attitude here?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. You know, a new coach. He came from the lower leagues in England. I know the name very well. And, of course, tough act to follow. But, you know, and up against a very famous team. I can remember watching Newcastle when I was a lad quite a lot. And they were always a tough team then, and they're proving a tough team tonight. But two great saves from their goalkeeper.
Sacramento looking pretty good as well. I know you've seen a couple of matches from the Republic, winning the championship a season ago.
Yeah.
The community has really embraced soccer in a whole new way here in this capital city. Do you think this is something that will last?
I hope it will. I think it will. I know it will. Because, you know, soccer is the game of the people. It's the global game. And so much passion here. So many people here that are devoted to the game, dedicated to the game. People like Graham Smith and so on, and now Paul Buckle. So, yeah, it's going to go from strength to strength, I'm sure.
So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. So far, we got your thoughts on the first half. What do you think Newcastle needs to do, come out in the second half to maybe score a couple goals and maybe get themselves a little bit more momentum coming in the second half?
Well, you know, I think they're taking it nice and steadily. You know, I don't think it's a pre-season friendly for them. They got 2 or 3 more weeks before the start of the season. They're not going to sweat too much. There's no point at stake here. So they're going to take it steady and do what it takes to impress the new coach as well.
Right. In standard English fashion, not going to go out there and risk injury in this preseason matches.
No.
But really, I mean, what are your thoughts of the Republic as well? How do you think they've played and fared against this quality EPL side?
They've done very well. You know, I'm really very impressed. They're really at the back. There were 1 or 2 sort of slightly iffy moments there, but by and large they've done very, very well. And as I said, you know, they're the guys who've taken it to Newcastle, and 2 really very good attempts on goal and bringing out the best in the Dutch international goalkeeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it goes to penalties, you know, that guy's good at stopping penalties as well.
I know he's good at getting in the faces of players too before the penalties are taken. The mental games, right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
So when we talk about Newcastle, a lot of people know it because of obviously the football club here. A lot of people drink beer. That was probably my first introduction was Newcastle. It was the brown ale. Loved drinking it early on, and especially in college in those times. But, I mean, this is a beer country here in America. Obviously, we know UK is a place where a pub and soccer, they go together.
Absolutely. I mean, soccer and beer are, you know, I mean, you can't do football or soccer and wine, can you?
No.
I mean, it's got to be beer. And there's a long tradition of associating beer and football. And, of course, a lot of support, a lot of sponsorship has come from the world of beer. You know, and American names as well. Budweiser associated most recently with the FA Cup. My old company, Bass, with brands like Tennant and Carling Black Label, very much associated with beer. So beer and soccer, football are never too far apart. Newcastle Brown Ale, when I was a student in the north of England, you know,
Okay.
I probably had one too many.
Well, and for a lot of maybe who are watching here from the Newcastle supporter groups and the Darius people out there in the UK, maybe they don't understand. This is a very big hop growing beer production area. And I know a lot of the when you talk about some of the custom lower level beers and some of the custom breweries, they started right here in Northern California.
Well, absolutely. There's a long history of brewing in California, in Sacramento, before the days of Prohibition. The biggest brewery west of the Mississippi was in Sacramento. It's resurging now. It's coming again. A lot of interest. Hops, of course, this used to be a very big hop growing region. It's coming again now. Not so much barley grown these days, but that hopefully will come back as well. Used to be the case. You know, a lot of California barley used to get shipped over to the UK to be converted into malt to make English beer. They used to like a little bit of barley that had a sun on its back, and you don't get a lot of sun in England, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of craft beers. I know that they're popping up all over the place. And Kevin and I are wondering, why do we have a beer right now? What happened, Charlie? I thought you were supposed to bring the beer.
Well, I thought you were supplying it. That's why I'm here. Yeah?
We need to talk to somebody. I don't know.
Somebody sort this out. You know?
Well, I might put you on the spot once again. I guess what if you could have one beer that would show the personality of Newcastle and Sacramento? Could you name a beer, a brand, or a style? What do you think?
It would have to be an ale, wouldn't it? But and of course there are many great ales. I really don't like naming beers because I've got so many friends in the brewing industry.
But it's an ale across the board. Yeah, so I understand.
And not only that, you know, for our friends from Newcastle, as they were pronounced it, if they're here in Northern California, you know, there's lots of great beers in Sacramento, but also they need to get up to Chico and go taste some Sierra Nevada.
The great facility up there, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of craft breweries in and around this country. And I know Anchor Steam in San Francisco was one of the very first in the country, and they're continuing strong. And I guess, what are you working on? We're going to wrap this up here, but what are you working on over at UC Davis in terms of getting the future brewmasters of the country?
Well, I'm working on finding a successor for me. But anyway, you know, because I'm not getting any younger, you know. But
and you want to stay home and drink beer a little bit more.
Well, yeah,
okay.
I do all sorts of good things. I'll go to see some soccer as well and continue to write about soccer, which, you know, I've been doing that for 30 years. And that's what I get a lot of passion as well. But we'll continue to churn out great brewmasters for the very big companies, but also the very small ones as well.
All right, well, hopefully we'll get to enjoy a brew very soon. And I'm talking very soon. Hopefully we'll be back for the next 45 coming up. Newcastle, Sacramento. No score in this one. A great friendly match between these two clubs here at Bonnie Field.
Chops, pork ribs. Still hungry? Flip to green. Good for now? Flip to red. Flame and Fire Churrascaria Brazilian Steakhouse, Highway 65 and Pleasant Grove in Roseville.
It's all yours.
It's all ours.
We found the one.
Our piece of the dream.
Home sweet home.
Here to stay.
Permanent.
Rooted.
Residence.
Relocated. I've been relocated.
Packing up shop.
Headed out of Dodge.
Hitting the bricks.
Calling the bank.
A short-term world needs a long-term bank. For great rates and step-by-step guidance from one of the nation's top mortgage lenders, call on U.S. Bank.
Onward.
Upward.
When Martin Cooper invented the mobile phone in 1973,
Hello? Yes, this is Marty. Guess what we did?
connectivity took a mighty leap forward. Staying connected is also the Mazda way. That's why the 2015 Mazda 3 uses cutting-edge technology.
Hey.
Hi. Headed home?
On my way.
To keep you seamlessly connected to the world around you and the road beneath you. This is the 2015 Mazda 3. What do you drive?
the most mouthwatering experience at Flame and Fire Churrascaria Brazilian Steakhouse. Picanha top sirloin, lamb chops, pork ribs. Still hungry? Flip to green. Good for now? Flip to red. Flame and Fire Churrascaria Brazilian Steakhouse, Highway 65 in Pleasant Grove in Roseville.
Here's a look at tonight's Ball Kids, brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, a proud supporter of Sacramento Republic FC and the dedicated helping the people reach their goals on and off the field. Call, click, or stop by to start a conversation. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far. Well, let's take a look at your halftime highlights, brought to you by Norcal Honda Dealers and NorcalHondaDealers.com. No score in this one, but a couple of great chances early on. A big swipe from Sissoko.
Sissoko had a pretty good first half here. Does a really good job going forward. Nothing really too challenging. I think the Republic created more chances for themselves than Newcastle really created themselves. But on the other side of things, it's just another good look here. Pull back, left foot, does a good job trying to keep it on frame. This is the set piece prowess of the Republic stepping forward. Great ball in the box right here by Alvarez.
David Estrada had a good look at it. One more time, here's Jan Mott. Jan Mott breaking free to the right side, sending it down low. But again, Nemanja Vukovic has made a couple of really big plays, none bigger than that from Tim Krul, and another save. I think he had 3 or 4 really big saves tonight, and both goalkeepers doing what they do best. Well, no score here at the break. When we come back, we'll start the second half. Don't go away. That's coming up.
You get it. You know the difference between throwing some style and throwing your money away. That's why NorCal gets Honda Accord. More power and luxury than Camry, and it costs less to own than a Subaru. And look at the gas mileage. 50 with curves like that? Crazy. It's why Car and Driver named Accord a 10 Best a record 29 times. So when your Northern California Honda dealer offers $189 a month on a new Accord, you know what to do. You get it.
Signature service, baby.
At Jiffy Lube, we want you to have it all. Expertise and convenience. That's why with our range of services and our award-winning training program, you can be sure to find our expert technicians around almost every corner.
All good?
Sure is. See you next time.
Thank you.
Visit JiffyLube.com for deals and locations around every corner. Jiffy Lube, leave worry behind.
At UC Davis, the lives we touch inspire us. One team, one choice. One UC Davis.
Guys, I got the jerseys. El Nino. Aquí. Spray Dan.
Oh, yeah.
John Ovan.
Think that's me?
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So Hat-Trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
Let's take a look at our halftime stats. One that stands out for me, Kevin Goldthwait, is 5 shots on goal for Sacramento compared to 3 for Newcastle. That's pretty even overall, but I tell you what, there was a pretty good chance for Sacramento throughout.
Yeah, I think Republic created more of the chances for Newcastle than Newcastle created for themselves on their attacking end. And I think Republic did a really good job. Krul came up massive for them in that half with 2 really good saves. One probably a save, but also was most likely going to hit the crossbar off the set piece by Rodrigo Lopez. But Republic creating more problems for themselves than they should right now.
And how about James Kiffey able to slow down Sissoko pretty well tonight, the French midfielder. Here's a World Cup player, got some pretty good time with the national team. He's been a force to reckon with, but I'll tell you what, number 20's done a pretty nice job for Sacramento.
Defended well, and the key to that, I think, is you got, as soon as Sissoko's getting the ball, you got to get up on his hip, make it hard for him. Don't let him get that momentum coming at you. As soon as you allow that to happen, and I think the athleticism that Sissoko has is going to come out and prove that he's just going to run by a guy like Kiffy. But if Kiffy's able to be smart enough to get on his hip quickly and don't give him time and space, I think it's going to be beneficial for him.
I haven't seen really much of Cisse as well either, so it'll be interesting to see how those two players can make adjustments. Great teams make adjustments at the break. Sacramento did that against Sunderland on Tuesday night, was able to come away with a 1-0 victory. Whether or not they can repeat that here tonight, a couple of key substitutions. And for Newcastle, they made all of their substitutions in the 73rd minute. And they had 6 players come in and swap, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not we see Steve McLaren's group do that once again here tonight.
Looks like, first of all, Krul's going to be out, so there's one substitution right there that we're seeing as we're kind of sorting things out here. But first of all, let's see if we can challenge the new goalkeeper coming in, Darlow. Make him make saves that Krul was doing in the first half. And if the Republic are able to do that, I think that's going to be a good half for them. A final good 45 minutes and another good shift I want to see from the Republic right now.
Going back to your keys to the match, how do you think Sacramento has fared so far? And have they done what you've asked them to?
I think they've done a pretty good job. I think we talk about we don't want to make it more difficult for themselves, and I think they did make it more difficult for themselves in a couple instances. But there was a few guys, Mickey Daly making a good challenge there. And I'm speaking on turnovers in the back, unnecessary giveaways, allowing a quality club like Newcastle to take advantage of those mistakes and those missteps. And I think Newcastle did a good job, but that was pretty much a case of the Republic doing poorly. So I think they've done a good job of keeping things calm and still attacking well, but that one little thing I want to see them do better is they got to keep the ball better in the back and no unnecessary giveaways.
And just an adjustment, Kevin, it is not Carl Darlow in, it is actually Freddie Woodman. So the English goalkeeper, just 18 years of age, and so pretty much, I don't know if you want to call it a third string, but he's been very integral on the English men's national team for the U19 squad. And so Freddie Woodman will get a chance against the 3rd Division Sacramento Republic as Newcastle makes some changes. But I thought a nice night for Krul. But he will go sit down on the bench after a fine 45. No score here. The second half underway. Newcastle heading to the north end of the field alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister here. More substitutions as well as now in the second half. We bring to you Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, together will go far. Making a run along the right side. Sacramento defensively playing very well in the first 45 as Colbrook comes back out.
Stephen Taylor on the ball, one of the substitutes. Coming in for that center half role.
Cross set in low. Patrick McLean watching it sail out wide.
Stephen Taylor in for Lascelles. But a good run forward by the left back, showing his athleticism. Hedera right there with a good ball kind of curling in front of McLean. McLean can't commit to that. Cisse just not in the right spot to get in front of that cross.
We'll set you up here. Janma, Williamson, Taylor, Hedera in the back, along with Freddie Woodman. Soko, Anita, Holbach, Overton, Cisse, and De Jong on top. For Sacramento, Kiffy, Daly playing the box. Vukovic, Clementa, Barrera, Lopez, Mirkovic, Alvarez, Estrada, and Stewart. Pressure on it. Send it out of play as Rodrigo Lopez. The drum from the Tower Bridge Battalion beating loudly here at Bonnie Field. Taylor, touched here tonight. Coming all the way up for the center back position. The Englishman. 10 goals in his Newcastle career. Hedera sending it across and they put it in his own net as James Kiffy. An own goal from Sacramento.
We just talked about Hedera getting himself involved in the attack and serving good balls in the box. Another really good ball in the box. Kiffy, don't know what he's even thinking there. Needs to be able to be more aware of what's over his shoulder. Let the ball go out. Probably going to go out for a goal kick. Frustrating moment for the Republic as Kiffy just absolutely blasts that into his own net. McLean's got no chance. Throwing his hands up. We get a good look at Kiffy. Too big of a swing. Just tucks it in that near post.
He was waiting.
Terrible.
He was concerned about the back run being made.
Terrible feeling as a defender to put the ball in. It's something that we're going to test a little character test here for Kiffy to see if he can shake that off. Short memory. Plenty of time here to right the ship. But just unfortunate for Kiffy with doing on his weaker foot. Coming across the face of his own goal, puts it right back across the face. Technically just a poor clearance.
Patrick McLean has made so many good stops tonight, but now he sees his club down a goal as James Kiffy not able to handle defensively the cross from Haidara. Now Newcastle with a 1-0 advantage. Making the run over the top. Here's David Estrada giving chase, coming off the line. Freddie Woodman, the new goalkeeper. Sacramento testing Cruel early on. Settled it down a little bit and then picked it up back toward the end of the first half. Here's Max Alvarez dancing with in the middle of the park. Won't get the call. Loose ball. Danny Barrera looking for a streaking Clementa. Clementa just outside the box, sends it across. Nobody home. Tommy Stewart trying to make a run. Rodrigo Lopez out on the backside. It'll be a Cooney corner kick.
Haven't seen that much this evening. Clementa getting up the right side. This is the first chance I think we've really seen him flash up that right side. Barrera does a good job with a well-weighted pass into Clementa. You want to see maybe be a little more technical with that service in, but a corner kick nonetheless for the Republic.
Ball sent in.
Another dangerous ball served in by the Republic on these set pieces. Need to have probably a little bit better runs in the box, a better far post run in that situation. Because anytime the ball's bouncing in the 6-yard box, somebody's not handling their mark well enough. And you'd hopefully see Republic to get on the end of it.
Clementa, Daly, Alvarez forming a triangle, not able to make something happen and looking to spring a counter. Here comes Newcastle along the right side. Jack Cole back. Showing good pace. Here's Overton. Overton to the right side. Looking for a shot on goal. Maybe a long cross to Cisse. Patrick McLean reading that very well. Saw it from the get-go.
Yeah, McLean comes out, uses his size to bring the ball down. Cisse making a good run to the back post. I think they're on the right page there. Ball in the box, maybe just a little bit too much air under it. Allows McLean to come out and snatch it.
Going with the wind this time is Sacramento now heading into the wind. And coming up over the top, no foul called, and now Newcastle. And now they'll call it a little bit late, did not see it. Getting clobbered is Max Alvarez.
Williamson is coming in and clearing out Max Alvarez.
6'4" compared to about 5'10". Almost 6-7 inches on Max Alvarez. Here's Danny Barrera. Estrada streaking. Barrera in the middle of the park. Barrera's going to take a shot on goal, looking for a rebound. Hits the post. Rebound one more time. David Estrada. And they're going to call offside. The goal goes away and the Boo Birds come out. It will remain 1-0 Newcastle.
Great run, individual run by Barrera. I want to get another look at this. I'm pretty sure Estrada, I mean, the way it looks, most likely he's going to be offsides just by the delay.
Decision making from Danny Barrera.
Great job by Barrera. He's definitely offsides. Maybe he's close. We have Williamson with his arm up in the air, still tracking back the whole way. I don't know how. I mean, if it's anything, it's very, very close, Rob. We're not going to have the best angle.
But it lifts the spirits up here at Bonnie Field, and there's a new energy back in this arena, which has been definitely quiet over the last few matches between Sacramento and regardless of the opponent. So it's good to hear the rumblings back here on these metal bleachers.
I tell you, and Alvarez needs to do better. Needs to finish that. Does a good job, and just 2 inches away from probably that being in. As Alvarez is in the right spot off the delay. Estrada's on the back post, kind of coming and crashing, and was just offsides. But would like to see Alvarez finish that as he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper in that situation.
Right side. Newcastle.
But really, Rob, that play all starts with the run of Barrera. The slicing run into the heart of Newcastle's defense as they're on the attack here as well.
Here's Sissoko trying to make a move inside. Defended well by Emra Clementa. And Sissoko, who was out on the right side to start the first half, now here on the left side. So a new defender with the lone goal, or own goal, I should say, coming from James Kiffy. Here's a switch to the Barrera on the right side from Rodrigo Lopez. Calling up forward is Clementa. Barrera with the left foot will take another shot on goal and nearly nearly snuck it in past Woodward and Goodman again.
Yeah, he caught Woodward the wrong way. Woodward's leaning towards the right, or excuse me, Woodman's leaning to the right. Barrera's able to bring the ball to the near post, gets a good strike on it, and Woodman still able to get his big paw on it, parried away for a goal kick. But that ball that Roro is able to spring, Barrera just a fantastic, skips out the entire middle of the park.
Might be a short corner here.
And Roro's even down here talking to the officials, saying that he's definitely talking about the offsides. I think Williamson is in a position right there to keep Estrada on.
Usually this match could have 3 or 4 goals, but we have just one, and it's an own goal from James Kiffey. Quickly give and go. Max Alvarez, a diving, sliding play, greatly defended by Newcastle in the final moment there.
Not a fan of short corners, Rob, but they do that little set play so well. They're able to a little delayed run. Barrera maybe just a little more weight on it as Oberton's able to show his athleticism and get it out for a corner kick. But this is a delayed run by Alvarez. He's going to come right at the back post. As the set piece, the corner kick came in, is cleared out by Newcastle. Still under pressure, though.
Here's Alvarez from the left foot, trying to cross over, slips on the turf. Here's Nemanja Vukovic, the center back. Doesn't know what to do with it. A little dink over Tommy Stewart. Offside, easy call.
Vukovic in unfamiliar territory right there, Rob. Like to see him move the ball. I think he's waiting for Rodrigo to take the ball off his foot.
So here's some change. So Octavio Guzman will come in and will replace the striker. David Estrada. Guzman, typically a midfielder, 22 matches a season ago, has 3 goals in 2015. Can see where he plays. Will he be up top? It looks like they might move Max Alvarez up. So Max Alvarez playing the forward position that we have yet to see him play in such a role.
I imagine he's going to be withdrawn, playing underneath Cisse, right off of Vukovic's hip right there.
Stay with a nice run. Now coming to put pressure. Up comes Jan Mott. Quickly to the middle of the park from Rodrigo Lopez. Barrera trying to keep it on this side of the field to Emra Clemente. Clemente will send it back to the middle. Barrera, the maestro in that win over Sunderland. Many have thought that he will likely remain in his first 11 through the rest of the season. He continues to play well. Here's Max Alvarez making a good run in the penalty area. One-on-one with Taylor. Alvarez looking to turn. Has Rodrigo Lopez. Roro will stall. Has it poked away by Colback.
That square ball across the face, across the box. A great counterattack opportunity for Newcastle. As Overton, poor ball to Cisse, and Vukovic is there to clean it up. But pay attention to Barrera when he's in the middle of the park. Good run right there.
Trying to make a through ball. Octavio Guzman kept it low.
But when Barrera's finding the ball in the middle of the park, Rob, the first thing you see is him peeking over his shoulder, usually peeking over both shoulders, and that's when you know a player's aware of his surroundings and is able to kind of wiggle away from any sort of quick pressure, which I love to see our midfielders when the ball's coming to them peeking over their shoulder. I love seeing that from our guys.
Getting past Tago. Back forward looking to make a move inside is Overton. Fullback still putting pressure on Clemente. Clemente fighting, winning the ball. Shoved out on the line, and looks like the Republic will keep it here for a throw-in.
There's a foul called on Hedera.
Wells Fargo, proud supporter of Sacramento Republic FC and dedicated to helping people reach their goals on and off the field. Call, club, or stop by to start a conversation. Today, Wells Fargo together will go far.
Direction, obviously, that's the throw-in, not a set piece or not a foul called on Newcastle. Roro with a sloppy giveaway.
Roro holding. They'll pick up the foul. That's typically what we've seen from Rodrigo Lopez is the physical part of the game. And one thing we know from Rodrigo Lopez, maybe the most technical, savvy player in the USL. Physically, that's probably been his one setback.
Well, that's the one thing he needs to work on. And I think from last year this time to this year this time, you see his defensive responsibilities maybe increase as a handball's called there. but his defensive abilities increase. He's getting stuck in on tackles. He's able to make himself a little bit more physical, and not even, a stronger looking Rodrigo, but just a more physical, a playing role where he's getting himself involved hip to hip, 50-50 challenges, as well as still able to continue, save the energy, and keep the energy to go forward and be involved in the attack as much as he needs to be.
And mind you, we don't want him to be Ivan Mirkovic here. He's going to do a lot of this scrappiness for you. Be that guy who's going to take some chances and go in hard.
No, exactly, Rob. But when that situation's called upon, you want to have a guy like Rowe. He's going to play to some sort of a defensive role or have some sort of defensive responsibility. And when that responsibility comes to you, you want to see him be able to succeed and be successful and win challenges, which I really think we haven't talked about this year, but I think he's done a good job of being a better defender, a better defensive player. And we all know how well he goes forward, but that one little bit is how he can defend and get involved in the defense and make sure the side that he's on, or the middle or the outside, is better locked down. And I think he's done a great job so far this season, and want to see him continue to do that. Even tracking back. You see him tracking back and working hard, winning 50-50 balls. So if he can kind of combine those two things, a lot of potential for him and a lot of possibility.
Already leads the club in goals scored this season. Lopez also with 4 assists on the year. U.S. Sound leader in goals scored. Currently the Republic being in the midway through 4th place in the playoff picture in the West. First place just a week ago, so very tight in the Western Conference. Here's Tavo with a first strong touch, looking for Tommy Stewart up top. He's going to poke it through in between the legs. Tommy Stewart, the Northern Ireland. Right back. Here's Max Alvarez. Alvarez looking to shoot. Will dump it off to Barrera. Barrera with his weaker foot. He'll go back into the cut it inside to try to use his strong foot with his left. And again, defensively, Haidara comes up big.
Yeah, well done by Republic. In, out, back, out wide again.
Here's Alvarez in the penalty area. Dumps it off to Clemente. Clemente with a very strong foot. Does not try to force it. Pulls it back out. Overton with the pressure. Ivan Mirkovic. Stepping up as a center back, Vukovic. Vukovic, wide open pitch. Tommy Stewart cutting back, having trouble against Taylor, and stuffed at the point of contact.
Great entry pass by Vukovic, finding Tommy Stewart.
There's Sissoko on the run to the right side. Mirkovic tracking, Kiffy stepping over, cutting the ball off, sending him out wide, and that's a great defensive play by number 20.
Yeah, Sissoko ends up just a heavy touch out of bounds, but great job by Kiffy. Working him outside, don't dive in, no reason to dive in, but going back, Vukovic, great entry pass to Tommy Stewart, and good patience throughout that whole build-up, even before that by the Republic. Still, maybe Barrera should have served the ball in, as here's a good chance as Clemente's going forward.
Great pass from Barrera. Here's Clemente. Clemente trying to find a streaking teammate. Alvarez had it cut off in front by Stephen Taylor before he can make a play.
Can we capitalize now, Rob? We've opened up Newcastle a little bit at this point in time. Can we capitalize and get a goal? Newcastle's done a good job weathering the storm right now. But stay on that front foot right now. Keep the things going. I'd like to even see Paul Buckle out off his chair right now a little bit, telling his guys, keep things going, or maybe someone on the pitch, keep things going a little bit right now. We've had a good run of form in the last 5-10 minutes. Continue. Let's capitalize and grab a goal here.
Substitutions coming. Looks like there'll be quite a few for Newcastle in the next few moments here, as we are playing nearly 62 minutes here at Bonnie Field alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. Newcastle with a 1-0 advantage after a cross was sent in by Haidara, and James Kiffy with an own goal. Both goalkeepers, all 3 goalkeepers now, as Freddie Woodman now in for Newcastle, have made brilliant saves tonight. Woodman being tested in the first 5 minutes of the start of the second half. Overton making a run. Haidara left cross inside, a diving header. Nemanja Vukovic.
Mirkovic doing a good job collecting that second ball. But Barrera losing his defensive responsibility right there as Haidara is able to get himself up front. And Overton has the easy choice there, the little overlap. Plays a good ball, good weight out wide, and a good ball in by Haidara. Good weight on it. Sissoko maybe not sharp enough of a run to find him.
Technically, the Republic have looked very good tonight. Here's Tommy Stewart. Pablo, they have allowed passes, and they've let this game come to them. We hear it so often. Teams try to force things. Here's Max Alvarez. Tavo has his back to the goal. Barrera nearly poked it in the near post. Looked like an ill-advised shot at first from deep range. Took it intensing Freddie Woodman. And again, Danny Barrera continues to strike with that left foot from way outside the penalty area.
You wouldn't think that he's able to strike the ball as well as he does or as hard as he does. Challenges Woodman there, does a good job of Barrera. Maybe a little knuckle on that ball as well. Some funky spin. Strikes it just very, very cleanly. It makes it difficult for Woodman. Woodman's able to get himself onto the end of it and parried away for a corner kick. He's pushing and shoving in the box again around the goalkeeper. Barrera surprised me a little bit. You wouldn't think that he can strike the ball as hard as he does, but he's just
not a lot of leg movement.
I think technically so sharp as we got one guy outside the box, which is not what you want.
Short corner, Alvarez too top. Circle back is Cisse.
A heavy touch there by Alvarez. Wouldn't expect that from him. You'd expect better.
Rodrigo Lopez. And comes up high, and this might be a card. He's going to the back pocket. I don't think it was intentional. And there is a red card. Haidara is out of this match now, and Danny Barrera takes one hard. And I don't think he met any harm there. It just he was going in for the ball, got his studs up high, and catches Danny Barrera. And Barrera is slow to get up off the pitch. Just
a hard challenge. I don't think there's any intent there, but definitely a dangerous play with his right foot coming up real high towards the chest. I don't know if I want to see a red card. I think I still kind of agree with.
Red card was given, and that will drop a player for Newcastle, and just comes up high. I don't even think he saw Barrera coming up from behind. That's a tough call. Unintentional there, Kevin.
That does not feel good at all. Gets a stud right into his hip. Man down here, so they're going to have to figure some things out on friendlies like this. You hate to see it, but, you know, at 65 minutes, gets a good shift in. Haidara does. I completely agree with you, Rob. I don't think there's any intent or any ill will wished upon there, but he definitely comes in hard and brings his foot down at the end of that challenge.
Well, and how many times did you see Rodrigo Lopez with that switch? He felt like he tried to get a jump on it, and for the first time, and he had a jump on it.
Oh, and I think he's even saying, not anymore, guys. This ball's not being switched on my side. I'm going to be able to anticipate, get myself involved there, and he fully committed. Haidara did. But Barrera is able to come in and be cheeky enough, quick enough to get on the end of it, and that's a tough ball to stand and wait for as you got Haidara coming full speed at you. But he stands big, stands tall. Takes he's going to be worse for the wear, but still good. A good look by Roro. Haidara, unfortunately, is going to be sent off and has been sent off.
And for Barrera, I don't even think he knew that it was going to be studs high like that. I think he was probably bracing for some kind of contact, but to take one in the side, that will leave a mark. He's got a couple of weeks to make sure it heals, though. He'll be all right. So Newcastle down a man here as they do have a 1-goal advantage. An own goal by James Kiffey coming earlier in this half. Things settle down. The whistle is blown by the referee. Chapalo Street. Ball sent in. Poked high with the right arm is Freddie Woodman.
Well done by Woodman. Gets it out. Good solid punch on it.
Roro calling for the ball on the other side of the field. Nemanja Vukic stepping up, looking for Tommy Stewart. Tactically, how does this change for Newcastle, Kevin?
I mean, you're probably going to bring somebody back. Looks like they have maybe even Colback playing left back at this point.
Speaking of a good switch, here's one to Obertan. Obertan in the deep corner, being double teamed. Try to find the middle, stepping up through is Mirkovic, and for a quick tap, Max Alvarez didn't have Octavio Guzman running with them and able to back in control as Newcastle. Suko. Republic seem energized, but Newcastle still with the lead. De Jong with one of the few touches here tonight. Pull back to Obertan. Obertan outside the penalty area, works his way in, crosses in, big a shot on goal right into the arms of Patrick McLean.
Clemente needs to defend better there. Obertan does a good job, gets him off balance on his heels, able to get a strike, but McLean's there, finds himself positioned very well, and is able to collect the ball and distribute. But I think right now you're going to see Kolbak drop to the left and play left back. Cisse up top by himself, and I would imagine De Jong's going to come into the middle of the park as well with Anita. And let Cisse be up top all alone by himself to chase and
slicing through. Here's Tommy Stewart looking for a streaking Max Alvarez.
Great run by Alvarez.
Octavio Guzman getting physical in the middle of the park, and now a foul is called. There's a delayed whistle blown by Street. Clear shove by Octavio Guzman. Here comes 3 substitutions for Newcastle here. One more look at it. Oh, looks like Tavo may have caught one in the face and was looking for some revenge a few moments later. Power Bridge Battalion still loud, up and on their feet. The better supporter groups in the USL, no doubt about that.
One of the better supporter groups in all of the US, actually, Rob, MLS included.
Couple of substitutions coming up here. And so Georgie Norio Wijnaldum will check in for the first time with Newcastle, as he was recently signed by the Magpies. 24-year-old Dutch midfielder, a club record £23 million deal. And here's our Jiffy Lube substitution as we sort these out. So Wijnaldum will take number 5. And then Ayoze also in the game. He'll come as a striker position. Up top in Rolando Aarons, the midfielder for Newcastle. Cisse, Ayoze, Sissoko, Anita, Kolbak, Aarons, Janmont, Williamson, and Taylor, and Woodman in the goal box. Anita, Kolbak to the left side. Here is Aarons. Aarons with a good run. Looking to make it 2-0. Stepped up defensively. Well played by Emra Clementa. Danny Barrera being pressured from his left side. Will switch it to the other side of the pitch here. And Sacramento down by a goal. Has had a couple of really good chances here in the second half. With Newcastle playing a man down, can they tie this up? Here to Barrera on the right side. Clementa will make a run. So will Octavio Guzman. Guzman, leg up high, able to slap it down to the turf. And will earn a throw in.
Jack Kolbak back in the middle of the park with Aarons coming and playing left back now.
So Tommy Stewart out. Cameron Iwasa in, who had the game-winning goal against Sunderland. Now into the game in the 72nd minute. And he repeat the magic. Emra Clementa looks to serve one in, low.
Good hard ball driven across the goal. I think the runs are probably just a little bit too premature right there. No one really kind of bringing up that back post for the ball to be dragged back a little bit. And exactly what Clementa just did.
Alvarez, Roro, Cameron Iwasa.
Good save by Woodman. But good build-up again. You got Alvarez kind of finding the little gap in between the back four and the midfield. Him and Roro combining really well. Roro finding Iwasa as Iwasa's peeling off to that left side on his left foot. Strikes a good ball on target. Woodman's there to make a save.
Sissoko can't hold on to it. Republic looking to put some pressure on Danny Barrera. Just a a step too low. Rolando Aarons able to come up and make the play. Woodman will clear. Sacramento Republic with 30 points, 9 wins, 3 draws, and 7 losses in the Western Division. Looking up at clubs like Seattle and Los Angeles. Republic have played more matches than anyone else in the USL, but that thing will even out after this weekend. Backtracking, Clementa takes one hard into the stomach, and a foul is called as Rolando Aarons comes up and just misplays it a little bit.
Same exact situation that we just saw with Hedera right there. The long switch coming over the top. Outside backs trying to overcommit a little bit. Clementa this time worse for the wear, coming with a high stud maybe to the leg. But hard for that outside back to judge when Clementa or when the attacking player is going to be coming in. And if you're fully committed, both guys fully committed, that's a good example. And I think both times, though, the Republic guys are in the right spot, positioned well enough, and Newcastle's reacting to that.
And there's the Roro factor, a guy who can change the side of the field at any moment.
And with both feet, he does a great job of spreading the field, getting guys in, getting guys involved.
Here's Alvarez.
He didn't miss that first guy. He knows better than that.
Wendell.
Talk to Paul Buckle. It earns it back. Gives it away just as quick.
Here's Pereira. Couldn't make the play defensively. And Wendell in the middle of the park, sending out a forward running pass to Sissoko. Sissoko will slow things down. Sissoko in the middle of the park. Looking for a run. Clementa right back to Kolbach. Kolbach hesitating, looking for a teammate. They're down a man. Make things a little bit more difficult for Newcastle here. Sacramento hoping to find the back of the net and tie things up at 1. Hedera cross, and that was tried to be deflected by James Kiffey, and it found itself in the back of the net for an own goal for the Republic. And that is the difference here in the second half. 1-0 Newcastle. Anita lets it through. But Newcastle, as they've made these adjustments defensively, they've been able to make some changes. Offensively, they have not been able to keep this attack moving forward as Sacramento is trying to gain control of this one.
We talked to Paul Buckle earlier, Rob, about set pieces and how important. We get a good look, and this is exactly what you don't want to do. This is what we call the counterattack ball. You hit that first man, that first defender, and all of a sudden teams are coming down your throat with a quick counterattack. Fortunately for the Republic in that situation, they're able to quell that quickly and win the ball back. But that's the cardinal sin. We talk about the cardinal sins a lot here, but that's a good example of what not to do in the set pieces, and we rarely see that from the Republic. They do such a good job with Alvarez and Rodrigo Lopez serving the ball in dangerous positions. But if you're going to do anything, blow it over the goal for a goal kick, slow things down, let your team get back behind the ball.
Here's Alvarez to Roro. Roro trying to settle things down in the penalty area inside the 18. Still fighting for it defensively. Coming up strong in a sliding tackle from Emra Clementa, slowing down a counter defensively. Rolando Aarons coming up big for Newcastle.
A good build-up once again, good combination play. I'm loving the combination of Alvarez, Roro, and Barrera. Also, Octavio getting himself involved. But the three of those guys, Barrera, Alvarez, and Lopez, all are very, very talented on the ball and combine very well and move off the ball really well. As soon as they get it off their foot, they're looking to make another angle quickly. And when you got those guys in a triangle in front of the goal on top of the box, look for good things to happen.
Being fought and thrown as a Kolbach maybe threw a little bit of an elbow first, and then Mirkovic retaliating. And Kolbach is now having a discussion with the referee Street.
Mirkovic is fortunate that he's not getting booked or getting a red card here. Doesn't matter, it's retaliation, whatever you want to call it, but Mirkovic is absolutely high on that elbow. And Kolbach reacts actually pretty calmly to that. I'm not maybe in a different match he's going to be a little bit more perturbed about it, but I tell you what, Mirkovic is very fortunate right there not to see a caution or a red card.
Man with a lot of yellows. And Ivan Mirkovic picked up on the friendly against Sunderland as well.
Typically, too, once a red card's given, referees are a little bit quicker to go their pocket again.
And Mirkovic again in fighting, and he's going to get cooked here. And he's got to be careful. I mean, that's what we talk about Ivan Mirkovic from a season ago, was plenty of times he'd pick up a yellow and he wouldn't settle down. He'd continue to fight on, and he's got to be a lot more careful than that.
Not picking up a booking, it looks like right now.
Called him over, maybe just to call and set things up, but nearly went to his pocket with Street. So Mirkovic lucky here, easily could have been tagged for a yellow.
Does a good job at breaking up those counterattacks, which is what you want your holding midfielder to do. But still, he's got to be able to figure out a way to stay on the pitch more and not concede silly cautions. He's usually not one to get one for talking to the referee or talking to any extracurriculars, I'd call him. But his physical aspect, he needs to figure out a way to stay on the pitch a little bit better.
5 stages, 90 bands, 3 days of music, food, design, and ideas. Tickets and travel packages available for one of the largest U.S. music festivals, TBD Fest, taking place right here in Sacramento, September 18th through the 20th. Feature performances include Tear for Fears, Romeo, and Madian. The details and full lineup, tbdfest.com. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Newcastle with a 1-0 advantage here in own goal. James Kiffey. A lot of great chances. This match easily could be 3-3 at this point. A run here by Aarons. Clementa trying to cut in front. Aarons cuts inside, cuts back out to the outside, hits a brick wall. They'll play on. As Clementa held his ground, and the crowd loves it.
That's another one easily could have been called for a foul.
Nice ball from Barrera, bending into the feet. And out of play. Quick throw in here from Clementa. Now he'll pause and wait for Rodrigo Lopez or a teammate. And Max Alvarez has to go up high. And a giveaway here by Sacramento as Vernon Anita able to control for the Newcastle United. Janmont a little bit quieter here in the second half. He was on the ball repeatedly in the first 45. How about Rolando Aarons? He's gotten quite a few touches here on the left side. 1 goal last season, made his debut against Manchester City. But he's a guy that will play on the wing, both sides, left and right. Gets the run here against Sacramento and California. Against the Republic. Showing some great technical still. Off the dribble, splicing through the defense. Has a goal, looking for a goal, I should say. Across and defended again by Nemanja Vukovic. And Patrick McLean comes out to thwart this attack from Newcastle.
Right on cue. Rolando Aarons showing his pace, showing his skill. I tell you what, Clementa's got to figure it out. He's got to get closer. It can't be that easy for anybody to come through you on that right side, both him and Barrera. You know, as that play was building up, Aarons had a ton of space, a ton of acreage in front of him to take. I want to see either Barrera or Clementa get on him quickly. That's the one downside to Clementa's game. He does such a good job going forward, but his one-on-one defending seems to suffer because of how much he goes forward. And if he can shore that part up in his game, the sky's the limit. A lot of potential as well.
Iwasa can't hang on here. Easy ball back to the goalkeeper, Freddie Woodman.
That's the drop off right there with Iwasa. Maybe needs to control that a little bit better as the ball's a good weight into him. And I think that's what Tommy Stewart accelerates. Tommy Stewart excels in that situation. He's able to play and combine well with other people with delayed runs back to goal and stretching the field as well. He does a really good job as that fourth guy. We talked about the triangle of the midfielders, but Tommy Stew's able to combine very, very nicely with those guys as well.
Here's Newcastle. Soko to the left side of the pitch here.
Good help there by Mirkovic.
Vernon. Anita dumping it off. Anita stepping back up again. Still dangerous play. Kiffey up over the top of his head. Looking for Rodrigo Lopez. Trying to settle it down. Anita there again. And the two midfielders going head to head. No, excuse me. That was Windelham that time. So Windelham in the middle at the striker position to settle back. Now he's just outside the penalty area. Players rotating positions here for Newcastle in the last 5 minutes or so. Switch to the left side. Here's Aarons. Soko looking to go one-on-one with Emre Clementa. Here's Aarons. And just falls down to the turf. And Danny Barrera, who's not like that call and has a few words for the referee.
Aarons going down fairly softly. Get another look at the shot on goal as Aarons just dicing through the defense. Even Daly's caught a little sleeping, but Vukovic in the right space, right place at the right time is able to block the shot and save a goal for the Republic.
And we have a Jiffy Lube substitution here as Joaquin Rivas replacing Max Alvarez, whose night is complete.
Another technical, quick player for the Republic coming in. See if he can combine as well as Alvarez is combined. I think Rivas has got a lot of potential, a lot of talent as well. It's just got to calm things down in that final third a little bit. Take a deep breath if you can.
Rivas almost scoring against Sunderland to make it 2-0 late in the game. Pullbacks, cross is in, still open play as McLean may have taken out his own teammate. Sacramento looking to make a run on a counter, and the whistle will blow and the training staff will come take a look.
Looks like he's just got the wind knocked out of him.
And it's Nemanja Vukovic down on the turf. And it may have caught a Patrick McLean elbow.
Fantastic ball in the box, Rob. Just in a perfect position for Newcastle. Get a good look. Colback strikes a good ball. Outswinger.
You know, right at the top of his head.
McLean and Vukovic colliding as Sissoko's in there, making a good run.
I think
it's always fun
less
to walk
the head, but just more of the chest hitting right down on the turf.
It's always a fun one to walk off, Rob. Your own goalkeeper coming out, cleaning your clock.
As a center back, I'm sure you had a few collisions.
A few, Rob. And it always makes it a little bit worse when it's your own goalkeeper coming out and cleaning you out.
So the players will grab a sip of water, not an official hydration break. Weather does not permit that here tonight.
Another look.
Slowing it down just over the top of him, nearly body slams Nemanja Vukovic. So Patrick McLean and the Republic back at it, trying to even this one up here as we are getting closer to the end of this match. We are in the 85th minute here from Bonnie Field. The only thing separating these two clubs is an own goal by James Kiffey for the Republic. A lot of good looks from both sides here tonight, and it's friendly. Been a fun game, a lot of great chances. Good ball. Rodrigo Lopez settles again and again. Clementa right side. Here's Joaquin Rivas. Rivas will swing back around. Did he stay on side? Here's Cameron Iwasa, and he just settled, and Woodman didn't handle it right, and Cameron Iwasa gave up. Maybe thought he was offside. And the crowd wanted him to go right back at the net. Could have had a goal.
I think Iwasa knows he doesn't catch this cleanly. Is upset with himself. Does a good job. Great run. Doesn't catch it cleanly. Already upset with himself for that, and needs to follow. You need to have that killer instinct. As Rivas, I think, was crashing the back post, but he's too late.
Is that a young player's mentality where you've got to learn those type of things? You can't give up.
Yeah, you can't give up. You got to keep going forward. Follow the play up fully. I mean, schoolboy type decisions.
Good move here on the right side. Pressing for is Ayoze.
A good build-up nonetheless on that play, Rob. Really good job by Clemente getting up on that right side. Puts a good ball in and a good run by Iwasa. Roro with a silly giveaway here. See him chase back, see what he can do to slow things down.
1-on-3. And fouled from behind, a silly foul from Rodrigo Lopez.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. You got three guys surrounding the ball, but Roro probably a little upset with himself for giving the ball away so simply. Tries to make a play when he doesn't need to.
We'll settle things down. Sacramento will host the first of its kind event when the California Craft Beer Summit takes place September 11th and 12th. The Golden State's signature and largest beer festival will feature 150 brewers, along with all new beer releases, educational workshop, and festival events. Ticket packages are available. craftbeersummit.com. So Windham. Find the room. Wearing number 5 just signed to a 5-year deal. He's over the ball here. Long wall for the Sacramento Republic. Patrick McLean in motion. Short corner coming up. Rolando Aarons.
Two guys out there, Rob.
Here's Pereira. Cut him off. Aarons into the penalty area near the byline. Trying to make a play into the middle of the park. Cleared again. Nemanja Vukovic has come up big time and time again tonight. And he does it one more time for the Republic. Here's Anita. Pull back. Walk is not the friend of Newcastle at this point. If he steps up defensively, slows things down, it'll be a throw-in. Still fighting Newcastle. Make the play, Anita, a high kick from Rivas. And a whistle blown on the foul, so it'll be Newcastle. As we'll get another set piece here. Public back in action August 1st. Now the fireworks starting in the background and the crowd enjoying that. But see if Sacramento can make some fireworks of their own in the final moments as they'll track this one all the way back to Freddie Woodman, the goalkeeper. Cameron Iwasa will give chase. Up comes Arando Aarons. Newcastle has played with just 10 men for the last 15-20 minutes here. Sacramento not able to convert. Danny Barrera and company may need one more good possession, Kevin, but actually now 3 minutes of extra time added. To the right side, here's Danny Barrera. Fullback is tracking backwards.
Unfortunate for Rivas. Does a good job. It springs a counterattack.
Wijnaldum off to the left side. Ayoze breaking through. Great move. Inside. Mickey Daly able to slow him up just for a moment. And Nemanja Vukovic stepping up again.
Good skill right there.
So Newcastle still playing up. A chance for Sacramento. Get a good possession here. Mirkovic forcing one in. That's going to be trouble. Guzman to the left side. James Kiffey. Soko the mark. Back to Roro, the man where you want the ball. Here's James Kiffey. James Kiffey will try to set one in the middle, and just a slow run from Octavio Guzman, and he knows it.
That's a poor decision in my mind by Kiffey. I think even if he gets the ball to Guzman, he's got a lot to do from that position. Guzman does. Rather see him hit hard across the face as he got both Rivas and Iwasa in the box looking to make a run.
Clementa's out wide. Roro will look for him. Here's Clementa. He'll have to turn back and come for the ball. Clementa thinking about it. Now Rivas will strike it hard and into the stomach of Stephen Taylor. Rivas
strikes a good ball with both feet. See him on his weaker left foot right there.
A couple of minutes still to play for the Republic. Roro back to Barrera. Barrera slicing through is Rivas. Just a little too hard.
That typically we're seeing guys force things and try to be a little bit risky. Rivas, another giveaway. Like to see guys be just a little bit more patient within that situation. No need to panic, so to speak. Take your time. There's plenty of time on the ball, and keep moving at 1 and 2 touch. Wait for something to open up. It's a good battle there with Kiffey and Sissoko.
There's Sissoko on the run, trying to get into the penalty area, working with the left foot. Scooped it up into the arms of Patrick McLean. Patrick McLean, a couple of shoves, will get a quick run, sending it down the channel. A minute left to play here from Bonnie Field.
Good first touch.
Rodrigo Lopez.
Or second touch, a little heavy there.
Upsize. Ayoze.
Well defended.
Clementa, Barrera. Barrera, the slide tackle back to Barrera from Clementa. Clementa again. Now it's Rivas on the run. Here is Clementa. Squirts it through. He's got a one-on-one situation. Taken down in the box, and to say no call. Unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. Shoved down in the box, and Emra Clementa and the rest of this crowd cannot believe it.
Give the fans something to cheer about. Clementa, a great little combination play with Barrera up that right side. Aarons is a little bit late, maybe a little bit behind. Clementa pulls him down or pushes him down. I mean, we'll get another look at it quickly. From up here, it definitely looked like a penalty as we had a giveaway from Mirkovic, but come on, we're in extra time. Give the fans something to cheer for, and the final whistle's blown.
Final whistle blown before the 3 minutes even hit. I think Street wanted to go home tonight. There's another glance at it and a strong shove. And Newcastle will come away winners in this one. So Emra Clementa can't get the call. Sacramento won't get the win. An own goal from James Kiffey, a tough one to swallow, as this one would have walked away with a 0-0 draw, but that will not be the case tonight. Defensively, Sacramento, however, Kevin, they played phenomenal tonight. I think they had a lot of chances offensively. Newcastle played well.
Yeah, all around, all across, top to bottom, I think the Republic played really well. I'll go back to what we talked about at halftime. I think most of the chances that Newcastle was able to create came off of the Republic errors, and their goal's a perfect example of it, the own goal by Kiffy. But you know what? A good, solid game, a good effort by the guys. Would love to have seen the referee give a penalty in that situation. I mean, I think it's, even if it's a coin toss, you gotta go the benefit of the doubt in that situation. But a good run, great build-up, a lot of things to take from this match to move forward, build on. Let's keep the momentum going. This is where it happened last year. Let's see if Mr. Buckle, Coach Buckle, could come in here and really roll off of these games that the Republic have played well in against really, really quality sides.
When you look at Tim Krul, great couple of saves early on. This easily could have had the Republic up by a goal at the break. On the other side, Patrick McLean also making some nice saves. Freddie Woodman was tested early. As soon as he made that substitution, Sacramento just could not bend it around that near post 2 or 3 times tonight. And I'll tell you what, a valiant effort from both clubs here, but especially from the Republic, who tried to make another statement game against an EPL club. They beat Sunderland on Tuesday, could not do it here tonight against Newcastle.
Yeah, if you're Newcastle, you're looking at the first 45 minutes, man of the match for them is Krul. Kept them in the game. He did exactly what you asked your goalkeeper to do. Come up with a couple of saves. I mean, he made 3 really, really world-class saves to keep them in the match, and then come through in the second half with the own goal, couple chances they created. But you know what, I'm going to go back to it's a good game. I think they're going to go in the locker room. The Republic are going to go in the locker room and tell each other that, you know, it's a good fight. We did well. Unfortunate not to get a result tonight. A lot of good things to play off of and a lot of good things to work on as this next couple of weeks here with games coming up.
Who impressed you for the Republic tonight?
I mean, Tommy Stu, first and foremost. I think he's been, maybe from these 2 games we've seen, that missing link between the midfield and the forwards. He's able to link up well with them and create this continuity in the middle of the park, as well as combining with the forwards. So Tommy Stu, I like to see. He could be that missing puzzle piece, and hopefully he can continue this run of form that he's had this last 2 weeks.
No, I like tonight. Nemanja Vukovic.
Vukovic, great. Defended well. Came up big in a couple of situations. You know, even Mickey Daly defended well as well. But it's unfortunate for the Republic to go away giving up an own goal. I feel bad for Kiffy because he did play a good game. You know, if you play enough matches in your life, Rob, it's going to happen to you. It's happened to me numerous times. I think one of my favorite stats that I have of all time, Rob, I own the first own goal in Toronto FC history. I'm very proud of that. I don't know why, but it's going to happen. If you play in enough matches and enough minutes, it's going to happen. I feel bad for him. Hopefully he's not going to, you know, his head won't be down too long for this one.
All right, let's head out to Erica Bjork now, who is with our man of the match, Tommy Stewart. Erica.
And let's go back down to the pitch and check in again with Erica Bjork.
Thank you for joining us post-match. So tonight, can you talk a little bit about linking with the midfield?
We're just trying to be very positive under Paul, trying to attack well and create chances. Obviously pressing well, and that's what we're trying to do.
You guys had a lot of speed on the pitch tonight. Can you talk about, was that more about the opponent or more about playing under Coach Buckle?
A bit of both. Obviously he's trying to get us to play a certain way, and that's showing. But definitely we've got to pay respects to Newcastle obviously as well, because they're a top side and we're just trying to hold our own against a good team.
And finally, this is your...
It's looking very bright for the future.
Thank you, Tommy. Back to you guys.
All right, that's Erica Bjork with Tommy Stewart. So offensively, you thought Tommy Stewart played well. Nemanja Vukovic, for me, I really thought that Patrick McLean played well. You know, give credit to the whole guys. I think that they're starting to come into sync a little bit. Really, this is probably the best we've seen them play in a few weeks. I know that they had a streak of about 5 matches. They're unbeaten. And Patrick McLean thought at the time, you know, they're really playing their best football. I sort of feel like now it is. I mean, I think you had that loss against Atlas, and then you had the loss against Los Angeles. And I think the last 2 matches, they've rebounded from what a tough week, losing Preki, and then having those 2 losses. And I think here you are tonight, and you're just a solid team. You're coming together as a team. I think they have the right guys in the right position right now.
Yeah, I mean, really, also, it's been a lot of change here in the last couple of weeks, and I'm a little upset and a little frustrated with they're not going to be able to roll off this quickly. I want to see these guys get back out and play another game in the next 5, 6, 7 days, but they got a little bit of break. I guess you could look at it optimistically, thinking you got more time to work out the kinks and everything with the new coach coming in, getting all the minor details figured out, but I would like to see them get out quickly and start playing some USL games to get some points.
So the final here, Newcastle taking this friendly against Sacramento 1-0, and the goal coming on an own goal by James Kiffey. A tough break for number 20 from Santa Barbara, but a great match nonetheless, and a lot of time, as Kevin, you just said, to get ready. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes, Franklin Pictures involved, our executive producer tonight, Rusty Pravat. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Thanks for tuning in tonight, as we'll see you right back here on August 1st.
At UC Davis, the lives we touch inspire us. One team, one choice. One UC Davis.
You get it. You know the difference between throwing some style and throwing your money away. That's why NorCal gets Honda Accord. More power and luxury than Camry, and it costs less to own than a Subaru. And look at the gas mileage. 50 with curves like that? Crazy. It's why Car and Driver named Accord a 10 Best a record 29 times. So when your Northern California Honda dealer offers $189 a month on a new Accord, you know what to do. You get it.
It's all yours.
It's all ours.
We found the one.
Our piece of the dream.
Home sweet home.
Here to stay.
Permanent.
Rooted.
Residence.
Relocated. I've been relocated.
Packing up shop.
Headed out of Dodge.
Hitting the bricks.
Calling the bank.
A short-term world needs a long-term bank. For great rates and step-by-step guidance from one of the nation's top mortgage lenders, call on U.S. Bank.
Onward.
Upward.
Wow. Nice. Chevy's got 3 great deals to choose from this summer. Which works the best with your budget?
I'm drawn to the 0%.
$1,000 cash back. I've never ever thought about leasing a car until I saw that deal.
Which one's your favorite?
0%.
$1,000 always looks nice going in my pocket.
Sorry, I changed my mind.
Now let me tell you something that's super cool. You can choose any one of these deals on any of these cars.
Seriously?
It's gorgeous, man.
This is a nice car.
Oh, I like this stitching.
It's an easy choice. Find your tag and choose your deal for an extra summer bonus.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet.